Hi, my name is David Linhart. My senior project this year is restoring this vintage 1942 Ford 2N tractor, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the belt on it. So the tools you're going to need are pretty simple. I'm using a flathead screwdriver just to put tension on the tensioner, and I have a 13mm wrench to undo the bolt on the alternator right here that is the tensioner. So the first step you're going to want to do is get your new belt. The way you can locate what size you want on your belt is you're going to have to look at the old one. This one, the numbers are pretty faded on. I don't really remember where they were at, but they're on there somewhere, and you want to show them to your local parts house, and they should get you a belt that's the same size. So what you're going to want to do, this is a simple trick, is every time you get a new belt, make sure you take it out of this cardboard and don't rip the cardboard, and don't bend the belt too hard or anything to keep it in good shape in case it doesn't fit. So you're going to get your new belt out, make sure it looks about the same width, same size as the old one. In this case, this belt's pretty old, so this one should fit and do the job. So I went ahead already and removed the bolt on the alternator, which in this case is the tensioner. But to locate the tensioner, it's basically just going to be any part on your belt system that has this little slide right here that will put tension on it and keep it snug. So I went ahead and removed the bolt already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push the tensioner in to put as much slack on the belt as possible and take it off the pulley. This part is pretty simple actually. Just make sure you don't unplug any wires by accident or anything. Alright, and as you can see, this is the old belt. It's very crusty and old. You can tell all the splits in it, stretched out. Definitely needed to be replaced. So now, I'll still put it here for now. We're going to take our new belt, and in this case, I'm going to start by wrapping it around the large pulley located here at the lower end of the engine block. So I'm going to put it through the fan right here, stick it underneath, and it might be a little tricky getting it on some of these pulleys, but don't be afraid to bend the belt a little bit. They're pretty durable. Won't hurt too bad. A little bit stuck on the distributor right there, but won't break anything. So now it's on that lower pulley down there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you might have to take my word for it. So we're gonna wrap it around, and up here, there's a pulley located on the fan. As you can see it right here, there's a little track. So just wanna stick that in there. And now the tricky part, we're gonna take this tensioner and pull it all the way in. And it might be a little bit hard to get the belt on, but now that it's located on the pulleys, you can see it's a lot smaller than that other belt because the other one was really old and stretched out. So now, we're going to take our flathead screwdriver, we're going to take our wrench and get the bolt ready. I'm going to just put the wrench in my pocket actually. So I'm going to take this flathead, I'm going to put it against the engine block, make sure there's nothing that I'm hitting it against so it doesn't hurt anything. And we're going to pull the tensioner back, put a nice amount of tension on this belt, just so that way I can get the bolt slid in. And now you don't want much play in the belt so that it's snug. So maybe like a ½ inch of play total is good. See, it's nice and snug. Now we're gonna take the bolt and run it back in. So now the bolt's getting tight. You're just gonna wanna tighten that all the way down. This might take a while, so I'm just using a wrench. So now I got the tensioner tightened. The belt's tight, nice and snug. It spins with the rest of the engine, spins every part of the whole pulley system, and that should be good. And that is how you change a belt on an old 42 2N tractor.